they can't keep getting away with it. Once again, the Golden State Warriors have been revived from the dead. We need to talk about why these aren't the same Golden State Warriors. This ain't the 2015 or the Super Team Warriors, not the Dark Horse 2022 NBA champs. No, Steve Kerr was right when he said this.
Felt like one of the deepest teams that I've ever had.
Might sound like a cap, but he's not lying. The Golden State Warriors have the deepest bench in the NBA today. And when you have the greatest shooter to ever live as your sole superstar, anything is possible. See how one of the oldest superstars in the NBA single-handedly carried an entire country in the 2024 Olympics? Yeah, he's that guy. Pulled up a night-night. Seems like Steph rode this momentum to the new season as the Golden State Warriors came out swinging. They were red hot. Take this, the Golden State Warriors started 11-3 this season, the 7th time they've achieved this in franchise history. The previous 6, they made the NBA Finals. What better odds, right? But just a month ago, no one believed that the Warriors could even be a play-in team. No one saw them as a threat. Just look at that roster. Their second best player was Jonathan Kuminga, aka the Cum Bucket, alongside the prime triple single king Draymond Green. And no, don't get us started with Andrew Wiggins. Right after he won the chip, he looked like he's ready to enjoy retirement already. It doesn't help that they let the sole Splash brother walk away in free agency in Klay Thompson. But now, let's talk ball. Did the Golden State Warriors intentionally lowball Klay? The standings might be deceiving this early in the season, but the question needs to be asked. Was Klay Thompson the problem? What years do you think was prime Klay Thompson? Well, it was hands down 2014 to 2017 Klay. In the Splash Brothers' first championship season in 2015, Klay averaged almost 22 points a game and a ridiculous 44% shooting from the arc. But that's not even the best part. Shooting was a given. Klay can hit those threes with his eyes closed. But one intangible that cannot be ignored was his presence on the defensive end. In 2014 to 2015, Klay Thompson had a defensive rating of 103.6, which just means the number of points allowed per 100 possessions by a team when he's on the floor. To put that into perspective, the renowned defensive juggernaut Kawhi Leonard in the Raptors championship season had a defensive rating of 105.2. Klay was consistent on both ends of the floor in his first 8 seasons with Golden State. He was shooting well above 40% from the three-point line, even after the gruesome ACL injury that sidelined him 2 full seasons. Klay regained his touch in the 2022-2023 season, where he shot 41% from deep and still was the Warriors' second leading scorer at 21.9. But in just 1 season, everything has changed for Klay. Ever since the start of the 2023-2024 season, there's some rumors that Klay wasn't entirely happy with Golden State. But that's not enough reason to play like absolute garbage. Klay shot an uncharacteristic 38% from deep in 9 attempts per game, and went from one of the biggest defensive threats to the biggest defensive liability. Draymond Green even had a higher true shooting percentage than Klay last season. Yeah, he was too busy boasting his 4 rings rather than playing like a star. Just take a look at this. Down 3 with 39 seconds left, and Klay Thompson decided to foul. That's why Steve Kerr benched him 14 times last season. You know how many times he got benched after his rookie year? 0. Golden State was reeking with bad chemistry last year, and the suspect was Klay. Splash Brother was not so splashy anymore, so the franchise decided to pull the plug. Time to move on from the Splash Brothers. It's time for a Splash Buddy. Even if Klay had the worst season of his life, he's still vital to Kerr's offense. He left a massive void that was hard to fill. Mike Dunleavy has some searching to do. And well, it did not take long. The same day Klay Thompson signed with the Dallas Mavericks, Golden State partook in a huge 6-team trade to acquire Kyle Anderson and the newest member of the Splash family, the Splash Buddy, Buddy Hield. Last season, Buddy Hield spent the remainder of the season with the Philadelphia 76ers, playing as a solid 6th man, proving a much-needed scoring outburst from the bench. But yeah, he's slowly declining. His 3-point percentage just matched Klay, and let's be real, no one thought of him as the same caliber of player as Klay Thompson. So when he landed in Golden State, there's little buzz around it. Sure, he chucks up lots of threes like Steph, but no one thought that he could make a massive difference. Everybody thought that Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors would never contend for a title again. Then the 2023-2024 season came. Win after win after win, looking like the 2015 Warriors all over again. How about that comeback win to spoil Klay's return? See how emotional Steph got when he hit that dagger? Yeah, it's personal. Now to ask the question, how in the hell Steve Kerr and Stephen Curry managed to do it? 2 things, having a generational bench and a Splash Buddy. On paper, this Golden State Warriors bench might seem like a G League team. Guys like Lindy Waters III, Moses Moody, DeAnthony Melton, but trust, this is one of the best benches we've seen in the modern NBA. Let's point out some of the key players. Jonathan Kuminga. Off the bench, the come bucket was the much-needed energy booster for the Golden State Warriors. He's evolving and still has high potential. His assertiveness in the offensive end helps the Golden State bench to space up the floor for open shots. Well, if you have the splash buddy on board, they also have the slowest splash cousin, Kyle Anderson. Guys like Moses Moody and Lindy Waters III, solid two-way players that can hit the three-point shot with efficiency like a starter. These two were shooting nearly 39% from beyond the arc. And of course, the newest splash buddy, Buddy Hield. This guy is shooting an insane 44% from beyond the arc, averaging 14 points per game. And the good old reliable Kevon Looney. Guy's just a bench monster. If his name was called up to guard up or grab some offensive boards, Looney's your guy. By the way, have you seen the guy's college mixtape? Kevon, more like Kevon Garnett. The Golden State Warriors are now top 3 in the West, with Stephen Curry averaging the lowest scoring output of his career since 2013 at 22 points per game. Golden State's bench scoring is a tremendous 53.1 points per game, on pace to becoming the greatest scoring bench in history. A distant second this season, the Grizzlies with 46.5 and the Jazz at third with 40.4. Steve Kerr's not lying. This bench is deep. But aside from the bench and the splash buddy, there's one other thing that made this Golden State team 1,000 times better, and you won't guess what it is. Golden State's original Big Three became one of the greatest dynasties this league has ever seen. But there's one guy that has been always in the center of scrutiny over the years. Yeah, more than Clay. The donkey. The backpack jump shot, Draymond Green, especially his abysmal shooting from beyond the arc. But what if someone told you that Draymond Green has a better three-point field goal percentage than Dame, Tatum, Booker, Donovan Mitchell, and, you ready for this? Kevin Durant. Yeah, and not on 1 or 2 attempts. No, on 3.5 attempts per game. Draymond became a laser. And it's not just Draymond who improved drastically. Also Andrew Wiggins, who embraced his spot as the sole second option for this talented Golden State team. This guy is also shooting the best three-point shooting of his career at a 41% clip. Don't know what happened over the summer, but these Warrior guys turned into one big splash family. No wonder they are on top of the West like it's 2016 all over again. Generational bench, stars playing like stars, a splash buddy, and of course, the greatest shooter to ever live. That's the perfect recipe for success. It might be fate. Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly in 2015, Golden State got its first ring in 4 decades. Kendrick's Damn in 2017, Chip, Black Panther the album in 2018, back to back. And 4 years after, when Kendrick decided to drop Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Golden State came back once again and conquered the league. And this year, Kendrick is back at it once again with GNX. The league better watch out. It might be fate for Steph to get his 5th ring and solidify himself as not just a top 10 player of all time, but top 5. Now it's your time to share your thoughts. Do you think the Golden State Warriors can win yet another ring? Leave your comments down below and then watch one of these videos next.